Initial question for you. You started the firm in 2004. 2 lawyers, 4 associates in the media and entertainment sector, which was arguably an emerging business sector at the time. Did you consciously perceive it as a first mover advantage, or was that just what you knew?
Well, that's what I knew, and that's the inkling that I had, because that was the time that I'd compiled the first FICCI report on media and entertainment. So I knew it was an emerging sector. Philosophically, I always thought that you should do a sector where it's an untapped sector. Also, there was no discipline in that sector. Off-balance sheet funding was moving to balance sheet funding. And therefore, I thought really that this is where I could make an entry. And it doesn't matter, because I thought that the more industry focus that you have, then the service lines will just follow. And that's exactly what we did. We got in at the right time. We were blessed, and we got in at the curve when the media industry was picking up, where you started seeing a 5-page document moving to a 30-page document.
Sure.
So that was the evolution, and I was very sort of fortunate that we were a part of that process. So if you see a lot of the documentation in that business, I think we've been quite instrumental and pioneered most of the documentation that you see.
Phenomenal. Now, times have clearly changed, and so has the firm. You are a full-service law firm now. How much of that growth was organic versus strategized?
Well, I can say that all the partners who are here in the firm have grown in the firm the last 12 years. So it's completely organic. It's not that we don't have lateral recruitments. We do, and we welcome that. But the idea is that we encourage entrepreneurship. So it's very important for us to have partners grow in the firm and partake in the equity of the firm. The success of this firm is because of all the 5 partners, that we've all stuck to each other in the last 12 years. And I owe it to the entire partnership where we are today.
There's a lot of collaboration, international collaboration, particularly in the media and entertainment space.
Yes.
And with the sort of impending opening of the Indian legal space, the liberalization of it, how do you think that equation will change?
Well, I think foreign law firms are going to come. We welcome them, and they are here to stay. I think the fact that foreign law firms are institutional, and they've been for over 100 years, it's a welcome situation in India. Indian law firms are not as institutional as foreign law firms because they've had a larger history of doing it. So I think it's a very welcome situation as far as the legal scenario is concerned. In your context of the media and entertainment crossover, the foreign studios are here. So we represent 3/4 of them, and they've really brought a lot of discipline into the business. So I think crossover in any section, whether it's retail, real estate, is only going to help. And it's a global world, and it's a global village in that sense. So you must welcome foreign law firms as well.
You're a 4th-generation lawyer, so you know the value of a succession plan, right? So is there a succession plan in place here at Naik Naik Co?
Meritocracy, hard work is the only thing that will have as part of the succession plan. I don't think bloodline is going to determine what succession planning is going to be about.
Now, I want to demystify entertainment law for a second. People think of entertainment law and they say you represent high-end clients, but let's break it down a bit. So there's this intellectual property is one component, structure and financing as another component, bringing in sort of licensing deals from abroad to this country, right? It's very involved. So can you give us an example of what all you do and perhaps what you don't do?
Well, when I started doing media and entertainment, my dad thought that probably I'm going to run after some actresses. But that was not what it was. It's not as entertaining as you think it is. It's quite intellectual. And what is it that we do? We were the first guys who started doing work for foreign studios, amongst the many people who were doing it. We were able to do and sort of make documents, because the American way of making documents is 100, 200 pages.
Right.
We were able to synthesize that and bring that down to a 40-page. So we were able to marry the West and the East and still come into the sector, because you have to be relevant to the Indian sector, which is Bollywood also. We are the guys who did format license. So if you see 24, if you see most of the Indian formats, the international formats which are being licensed, we've been at the top end. We negotiated the 24 deal. We're negotiating some of the top formats which are there in existence, which I can't talk of now. So we've been blessed with that.
How much of this client base of yours has been organic, referral-based, etc., versus sort of a conscious underlying marketing initiative? Walk us through that.
All the work is word of mouth, and the work follows the worker. And that's the philosophy. Yes, because you do celebrity work, you are in the limelight. We've acted for some of the top actors and top talent, and we continue to represent them. But let me tell you that the amount of discipline that the industry has, and that sector is just like any other sector. It's not very different from the financial sector. It's not very different from the retail sector or the real estate sector. You have to be a good businessman to be a good corporate, commercial, full service lawyer. And I think that's the mantra.
Lovely. Well, thank you for sharing your insights with us. Very valuable indeed.
Thank you.